Kenamo?
Yes, sir. Live వస్తుంది.
Okay, fine, fine. I'll be starting. Good morning, friends. Today, those who are joining me on Masterclass 23, this is a session on diffusion of innovation. What do you mean by diffusion of innovation? Because what happens is when the products are being introduced into the market, a new product varieties, etc. There must be customers who need to adopt these new products, isn't it? Just like that, customers may not accept it. So when you introduce a new product design or a new product category for that matter, it's highly difficult for the customer. Of course, some customers may easily adopt and some customers may not adopt. So it depends mostly on how your innovation is getting diffused into the market. Diffusion means how it goes into the customer class, how the customers view it, and what is the possibility of accepting the product very much. Let's see the things. In this diffusion of innovation, what we discuss is adoption categories and process. That means the customers need to adopt the product. Adopt means they must buy and try to um, what do you call use the product. So how understand how innovations spread? We need to examine now, because innovations cannot be spread just like that. There are some innovations which can go good immediately, but some innovations fail completely, and the customers will simply reject. I'll give you one good example. If you know Horlicks, Smith Klein Beecham's Horlicks. Horlicks is a very renowned brand name. It's a health drink. Sometime back, Horlicks has introduced Horlicks tablets, and that is failed because the customers did not accept Horlicks tablets as that of Horlicks beverage. So that's how it goes when we talk about adoption of different types of products by the customers. Let's examine this. This introduction of diffusion of innovation, this is coined by Everett Rogers, as well as in 1962. Here, the explanation is about new product ideas, products, and practices that spread among individuals and groups. Because once you consider introducing a product category or whatever, it should necessarily go into the individual's mind, and individual customers or groups of customers must perceive the product, and then they go for a first try. So this innovation involves a social system, communication channels, time that is taken to get adoption, and the innovation itself. So first one is the innovation itself, meaning the product itself should be creative, attractive to the customer class, number one, and it should be new. Second one is it's not a magical thing that customers adopting the product as soon as it is introduced to the market. So that's what we call time. Third one is you are supposed to inform the consumer about the product uniqueness. See, because there are different types of products that are already available, and yours is a new product, okay, fine, but then you are supposed to inform the consumers clearly about the new product innovation, what is there in your new product. So the marketers need to clearly understand all the communication channels. It can be print advertising, it can be radio advertising, it can be television advertising, it can be outdoor advertising. Today we have social media advertising. Clear? That's like YouTube or Instagram or whatever you call it, Facebook or whatever. So it involves a social system. That means you talk to different types of people and all that. Say, for example, adoption of smartphones across different generations. See, all smartphones are not taken by all generations as such. For example, a super smartphone, I am not interested in getting into a super smartphone because I belong to a baby boomer category. You can enjoy smartphone features because you're the younger generation as such. So, like adoption of any product for that matter across different generations is to be understood very clearly. Let us examine how this innovation decision process works. The five stages of innovation decision process. First one, people should be aware of that innovation. Something new has come up into the market. So that phase is called knowledge. You must know, right? You must know that some product has been introduced. So you are supposed to, marketers are supposed to create awareness of that innovation. That's what we call knowledge phase, first one. Second is, just because you launch the product and product information, that's not enough. You need to persuade the customers to in the process of accepting the product. So you have to create interest, and you have to inform the consumers about evaluation of the different types of benefits of this particular product, because that's the reason why you are supposed to persuade, because there are a number of other products right now. So your challenge is to make understand make the customers understand the benefits of your product and create an interest. So that's the second one is a persuasion, persuade the customers. Third is a decision. Of course, it's up to the customers to accept or reject innovation. If the customers feel that there's an advantage in this particular product, they accept it. If they don't see any unique advantage of that particular product, they simply reject it. There is no other alternative. So that's the third stage. So first one is knowledge, second one is persuasion, third is the decision. Fourth one is use of innovation. That means the customers go for first product trial. This is implementation phase. If the customers think that it is okay product, then they go to the market and buy the product. The first trial. Of course, you may also remember that there's a post purchase stage also. If the after purchase, if the customers do not have any positive thought, then they reject it. So fourth one is implementation. Customers go to the market, buy the product. That's the use of innovation. Fifth one is confirmation. Okay, the product has been established in the market. It's introduced in the market. Your design, price, product, place strategies, and all that very clear. That is what we call continued adoption or discontinuation. You have confirmed the innovation. Yes, our product entered the market. This is our product. So now it depends on the customers to either go for adopting the product or simply discontinue the product after purchase because they're not satisfied with post purchase. Let us take an example. See, the electric vehicles have been introduced into the market because there are a lot of problems with regard to environmental issues and carbon footprints and all that. So consumers initially learn about EVs, electric vehicles, and they consider their benefits also as such. And then slowly they started deciding to purchase the product, use them, and then confirm their decision based on performance. Yes, it is. It can be celebrity advertising or reviews or whatever you call it. That's how the adoption process works. See, electric vehicle is a new invention or innovation in the market. Hitherto, we have been using petrol based or diesel based vehicles, cars, or scooters or whatever. Now, electric vehicles have come in. So, consumers initially learn about that and understand their benefits, decide to buy it, try that one, and establish that it is okay product and it has got its own advantages for us. Now, the adoption process here is something very interesting to describe. There are different types of adopters. All customers will not be alike minded. Few customers take first trial very quickly, and few customers wait for last what you call review. Let us examine what are the five types of adopters in the customer class. First one, innovators. That means who will be very quick into the market adoption. That means they try the new products very fast. They are risk takers. They are innovators, what we call it. And this kind of customer class are 2.5% in customer population. They are very first to adopt. Just take a very quick decision to get into a jump into the market and buy the product once it enters the market. And they have all the financial resources with them and high tolerance for uncertainty. Come what may, okay, let's try. So they don't bother about, so they are high risk takers. And they are very often technology savvy and all that. They like new technology, they like new products and all. So that's what we call innovators category. For example, say when you talk about in finances, financial market as such, you have Bitcoin, cryptocurrency concept. Now the people who want to have a very quick adoption. So that's first category called innovators. Second are early adopters. They are not as fast as innovators, but next to follow are early adopters. These are 13.5% of the customers who want to try the new product. So they are opinion leaders, trend setters. Because what happens is innovators are risk takers and first to adopt. People are not interested to take risk takers point of view or first to adopt a customer's point of view. No, celebrity opinion leaders are only early adopters who take a little cautious decision. They do not behave as that of innovators. They are not mad after getting every product new into the market. No, that's not. So early adopters are, they influence mass adoption. That means the adoption takes a quick run in the market. They are more cautious but still willing to try new things. Of course, as not that, of course, though they are not that of innovators category, but they try, they're very cautious. For example, adoption of Tesla cars, for example, here. It is in early years, people are very skeptical about it. So they slowly started adopting it. So this is an example of early adopters category, which fall around 13.5% of the customer population trying the new products. After early adopters, we have 34% of the customers who want to try, or early majority. So what do they do? Now they examine with a magnifying glass. They deliberate on the product features, what is there in it, what is the cost advantage, what are the benefits. They consider pragmatic approach, meaning practical approach. They don't run to the market to buy anything new. No, they see positive results and then slowly they adopt. Wait for product stability, because they wait for market success story of the product, and they want to get all the proof of success. They go for testimonial ads and all that, reviews, everything. So here, mass adoption of smartphone devices like Alexa, Google Home, etc., belonging to this particular category. That means they wait, they examine, they test positive results, and after they see positive results completely, and they wait for product stability in the market, they examine proof of success. And these people are called, category of customers called early majority. This is called 34%. Next, next 34% or the next group, they're called late majority. They are very skeptical. That means doubtful. They follow majority opinion. They still again wait. They don't try the product. Still wait. Let lot of customers buy and lot of customer reviews come in after satisfaction or whatever you call it. So these people, 34% or late majority, they adopt the products due to their pre-pressure or necessity. They will not run to the market immediately. No, they are not innovators. They are not even early adopters. They are not early majority, but they're late majority. They are highly price sensitive. They are highly quality sensitive, and they need proven benefits completely. Even after early majority, they don't agree. They examine all the results. For example, adoption of online food delivery apps like Zomato and Swiggy during COVID-19. People were not accepting because it's a pandemic and all. We are getting food from outside. Then the Zomato or Swiggy, I mean their sales, whatever you call it, dipped a lot because people are waiting. They're not interested in because it's a COVID pandemic and all. The virus spread and all that. So this category are called late majority. And fifth one or 16%, they're resisting. They are not interested at all in new products. They are traditionalists. They want to be just like as they are. They are not interested in new innovations, nothing like that. These people are called laggards. If at all they want to adopt a product, they adopt only when forced, when no alternatives exist, because all the existing products are out of order and there is no option for you to take the product, then only you come and take the product. So that category are called laggards. So, for example, adoption of online banking by older generations. Older people are not interested. They go physically to the bank and make out a transaction. Interested in physical transactions only. But slowly what has happened is we are heading for a cashless system and all. And online, most of the banks have got apps and all that. Even payment systems, UPA systems have come in. So there is no option for the customers to accept to go for online banking for even older generations, right? Senior citizens. So that's how it goes. So these are the categories of people once you talk about adoption process and types of adopters. One are innovators, second, early adopters, third, early majority, fourth one, late majority, and fifth one, laggards. Now let us examine the curve of innovation adoption. Let us see how the adoption process works. We can give a visual presentation just now. Phases. First one is very slow growth, because you see what happens is once a new product has come into the market, it's not that easy for the customers to accept it. They will try. Of course, there are innovators and early majority. They may take a decision. So first phase is slow growth. The second phase is rapid growth. And the fourth phase is maturity. That means the sales will not increase anymore. And then, of course, is saturation. That means sales will stagnate there. No more sales increase. For example, if you take a case of adoption of 5G technology, initially slow, of course, but accelerating as infrastructure expands. The phases are quite clearly visible for any product for that matter. Slow growth, rapid growth, maturity, and saturation. This is how it goes. We were talking about the cycle here. Rogers innovation adoption curve. On y-axis you have people, category of people. On x-axis we have time. On x-axis we have time. See here, uh, uh, innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggard. This is how the innovation curve is all about. Adoption curve. That means you're innovating, right? But who is to adopt it? People should buy your product, isn't it? So this is what we call adoption curve visualization as such. The steps include slow growth, rapid growth, maturity, and saturation. See this one? An increase from left to right, very good increase can be noticed here. And the curve of adoption reaches the top, right? That is saturation, no more increase. And then it falls. That means no more bigger increases in the product category as such. So this is innovation curve developed by Rogers. Adoption curve, innovation adoption curve. Let us examine what are the factors that affect diffusion of innovation. See, you have a technology, you have new product ideas. Okay, you want to innovate. You come out with a new product version. Fine then. But what are the factors that diffuse innovation? The product must go into the market, and immediately the customer should start buying the product. Let us examine what are the factors, how the entire process works. One, relative advantage. That means the customer should definitely perceive benefits. If it's a Me Too product category, nothing matters. Me Too product means there are XYZ products are there. If you say that there is A product, so what is their uniqueness in your A product? Tell me. If you can't tell any uniqueness in your A product, it is branded as a Me Too product. Customers will not welcome the product as such in the market. So a relative advantage, meaning the product must have some perceived benefits over the existing options that are there. That's the first factor. So that there can be innovation, if at all there is diffusion of innovation. The second one is compatibility. See, whatever product you are going to innovate and present in the market must be there within the customer defined needs and values. If your product will not fit into the customer's needs and values, it is said that the product is not compatible. That means it is not a clear fit, a right fit with the user needs and values. So in such a case, again, innovations will be slower and slower. So the second factor for innovation is compatibility of the product. It's the right fit with the user needs and values. The third is complexity. That means the product use is to be examined in detail. Product use and ease of understanding the product and ease of using the product and all that is another aspect. Because out of different products that are there as consumer choices, if this product becomes a highly complex and the customers do not have the ease of understanding and cannot understand the use of that particular product, they may feel that it's very difficult to handle this product. Then that's what we call complexity. So if the product is a simple thing and customers can easily understand the use and all that, then it's fine. So the third factor influencing diffusion of innovation is complexity. Fourth one is trialability. See, for example, once you introduce a product, customers must go for first trial, isn't it? So the customers must be able to experiment before committing to the product. That's also another important thing. If nobody is trying for the product, meaning that the product lacks trialability. So the customer's ability to experiment before committing. The product should be some sort of innovative product so that it has the ability to experiment. Customers have the ability to experiment. It should necessarily influence the trialability of the product. So the fourth one is trialability. Fifth one is observability, meaning that you need to clearly announce the visible benefits to other types of products. If you fail to give that kind of visibility of your product when compared to that of other competitive products, you are lost. So this is what we call observability. Make the benefits crystal clear in the minds of the customers. If it's not, you're gone. Let us examine. It's a diffusion of Netflix as OTT platforms, streaming platforms of movies and shows and all, replacing cable TV. It's very big thing. To earlier, most of you might be knowing also, we are used to have cable TV and all that, where there is a person who actually gives connection here and there and all, with a lot of cables that run and all. And all of a sudden you have OTT platforms where to stream the live streaming of films or shows or whatever. So diffusion of Netflix as an OTT platform, they wanted to say that it's very convenient and very convenient and it very cost effective. They tried it and they succeeded of the diffusion of that innovation of these OTT platform called Netflix. When people are very much in tune with the cable TV network. Let's see, role of communication channels in adoption. Very, very important here is that who knows about your product newness? Who knows about your product has entered into the market? How the customer know about it? Role of communication channels is very, very important in adoption process. So information, communication is very, very important. First one is mass media. Yes, you have to plan for advertisement presentation. It can be print advertisement, it can be radio advertisement, it can be television advertisement, or it can be internet advertisements and internet or social media, whatever, like Instagram and Facebook, whatever. So that increases awareness because you have to use mass media, social media to increase the awareness of the products. That's the first step. Second is word of mouth. Yes, once the what we can say is innovators or early adopters start using it, and they talk to their friends and other influencers, like, okay, this product is good, we can try it. So this is called word of mouth, and this builds trust among other customers as such. So word of mouth, you should necessarily plan in such a fashion that all the people who bought the product must have to convey their satisfaction points to other friends, anybody for that matter. So that's why influencer advertisement also counts there. Word of mouth and influencer advertising. And third one is direct experience. For example, if you want to get the customers encouraged for adoption, offer samples, free trials, or offer product demos. So for example, take retail outlets and plan for a demo, or when the customers walking to the retail outlets, distribute free samples or door-to-door free samples, so that the customers will have a direct experience of using that particular type of a product. So that's the third one. So let's examine a case here. Apple's marketing strategy of smartphones and notebooks and all uses social proof and influences to create anticipation before product launches. So they used sufficient proof, like social media advertising, social proof, and they gone in for influencers and who will be talking about, and this word of mouth becomes a significant information which can be planted in the mind of the consumers to go for product trials. Let us examine a real life case study here. The UPI mobile payment apps in India, like your phone pay and your Google Pay and all these things, right? So let us examine the real case, how these mobile payments launch and all that, how the innovation took place. One is the innovators are early tech users and fintech companies. People, all banks did not launch their UPI apps earlier. Fintech companies who are just good enough, for example, Axis Bank and HDFC banks, are new generation banks who have actually launched this UPIs for that, and slowly other people have launched it. So what happens is innovators or those people who are using the technology very much are interested in using this. Second are early adopters. Then, of course, urban professionals are next one, because rural area people are not very well educated, and there may be a problem of network also there. So that's what, because this is based on internet. High networking facilities very much necessary here. So early adopters are those urban professionals. Next follow suit is middle class users with smartphones. These are called early majority. Then about late majority, older generations, and small retailers started using these UPI apps. And then laggards all are over, and then remote villagers and non-digital users, because there is the necessity for you to get into this UPI payment. We are heading for a cashless economy. So that's what it means. Innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, laggards in case of mobile payment apps. The outcome and the result is UPI transactions skyrocketed from 500 million in 2017. See, that's the beginning, to 14 trillion in 2023, and much more in today in 2025. See this. See, earlier, once they started these mobile payment apps, as early as in 2017, 2017, the business is only 500 million rupees. But now in 2023, 24, 25 year, it is 14 trillion rupee market today. See, what does it mean? It means that there's a innovation is a slow process. So adoption is a slow process. See, for example, from 2017 to 2025 now, 8 years. See, that's why, because this is how it goes. People quickly go in, innovators, second, early adopters, third, early majority, fourth, late majority, five, or laggards. Let's examine electric vehicles again. See, it all started in 2022. When you see EV sales grow by 75% in 2022. When we talk about the entry of electric vehicles as such. Earlier, people were not very skeptical about it, doubtful. Early adopters, those are, innovators. Those are environmentalists and tech enthusiasts, because they want, limit carbon footprints, and also environment and friendly vehicles have come in. So they started buying it very quickly. That's they are innovators. Then, of course, who have taken electric vehicles, the next category are upper middle class and Tesla buyers, EV buyers, premium buyers. And then after that follow corporate fleet buyers, corporate executives. And of course, slowly it has gone into the market, mass consumers as well. Late majority, okay. The next category are traditional car buyers. They did not want to experiment. So slowly they started shifting from petrol, diesel to electric vehicles. And laggards, meaning very, very slow, and they do not even bother to buy the product, however good the product is. Of course, they those category are rural areas with poor charging infrastructure, because electric vehicle needs a charging stations, right? There's a lot to be talked on infrastructure. So in cities and urban areas, there is a lot of infrastructure, but in rural areas, no infrastructure as such. So you can't have the car to be bought in a rural area because of infrastructure facility. So that's why we said, after innovation, invention, uh, uh, electric vehicle sales grew by 75% globally in 2022 and after. Even today, it's something interesting, very more, high. Then let's look at why the innovations fail. See, what are the barriers of adoption? That means, uh, as a manufacturer, you have an innovative brain, mind. Designing the new products, services, service offers are quite good, but then people are not ready to accept it, adopt your innovation, because we have seen, there may be some time lag between your innovation and the customer's adoption of it. What are then the barriers to adoption? The marketers need to understand clearly. First one is cost factor. Say, for example, in case of electric vehicles, when compared to the tough petrol and diesel vehicles, there is huge cost involved. There's a high involvement. High investment. Initial investment is very high. Say, for example, if you want to install a solar panel, of course, after that you may have the advantage of saving on electric bills and all, but it's huge investment is necessary. Both, both for the seller as well as for the buyer as such. Second one is cultural resistance. See, once you bring in new technologies, what may happen is people are very doubtful about use of these things, so they resist. Resistance means they go against the adoption of that new product as such. Reasons may be very many: cultural or values based resistance as such. Skepticism is highly doubtfulness. Third one is lack of infrastructure, because that actually slows the mass production. I was talking to you about electric vehicles. Why electric vehicles are not on a full swing here? Because lack of infrastructure. No, there are no charging stations as required. That is the problem. So there's a slow mass production. It slows mass production. People may not immediately buy EVs, electric vehicles. Fourth one is regulatory issues. Yeah, because the government may now consider a lot of issues, because once a product or service being offered in the market, all the regulations are put in motion. So government policies affecting certain adoption process also, like uh, because of that, what may happen is any product that's being introduced into the market are subject to certain barriers. Let us now examine as a case or an example here, the high tech revolution, what we now call is virtual reality technology or metaverse, for example. Due to high costs and unclear benefits, people are not interested to adopt very clearly. So this is where you notice how the barriers work. Now, okay, you understand the barriers of adoption. Innovations are not quite quite quickly being adopted by the customers, then, but okay. So if you want to plan for any innovative product or introduce something new, how marketers need to strategize your decision to innovate? What are the strategies to accelerate adoption? First one, as I've already told you, free trials and discounts. Because let the customers have a first feel of the product once it is before it's being introduced. It's called demos or giving discounts, free samples, etc. That reduces the risk, because people will not have any doubt in their mind, because anyway they are going to try the new product, right? I mean, as a sample, or at a discounted price they buy and examine all these things, right? The second is influencer and peer endorsements. That is another strategy. That's why the customers, sorry, so the sellers who are introducing new products, in order to build credibility in the mind of the consumers, they go in for influencer advertising, peer advertisements, celebrity advertising, or they flash product reviews of satisfied customers. So that's it. Third is government incentives and policies that encourages adoption. For example, for EV electric vehicles, you may say that there's some sort of concessions here that the customers will be enjoying while buying a electric vehicle for that matter. They encourage. So these kind of incentives from the governmental incentives or policies, positive climate can be created here that encourage adoption process. Fourth one is improved product design and user experience. See, what happens is the customers always try to ask a question. So, what is there new in this particular product? So, there must be very clear evidence that there is an improved product design. So, there are already products and product designs are there. So, if you can enhance user experience with an improved product design, that only can remove a barrier. That only can remove a barrier. So, for example, say if you want to go for solar panels or buying of electric vehicles, there are a lot of government subsidies. So, this is again one of the very interesting factor that builds credibility, that remove a barrier of a product that enters into the market. So, government subsidies for solar panels, government subsidies for electric vehicle buyers, and all that. So, this is the strategy for accelerating. So, in conclusion, when we say, so there is a need for us to understand clearly and leverage diffusion of innovation. All this cannot happen overnight, mind it. Marketers need to understand clearly the market scenario and the resistances, and then plan to diffuse innovation. First thing is identifying adopter categories helps to business plan product launches. Adopter categories we have seen five: innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards, and all the different classifications. Second is early adopters influence mass adoption. Mind it. Another interesting aspect in conclusion, what we can say, marketers should concentrate on early adopters. Third, marketers must address barriers. There are barriers definitely. We have seen just now what are the strategies in order to manage your barriers to enter into the market, barriers to adoption, and highlight benefits very effectively so that the customers will be running after new products as such. So the final thought here before we close, the success of any innovation, it's not automatic minded. It's just not automatic. It depends not just on how great the product is, but how well it spreads across the society. What we want is, it's not the a proof of the greatness of the product, but it should get into the product, get into the markets aggressively, and you should record sales of that particular product in the market. That's the final thought what we can have. At this point we stop again.